ये मेरा फूलझड़ी है चिंकी, तुम इसे छोड़ दो। मैं नहीं छोड़ूंगी, ये मेरा भी है। पापा ने इसे मेरे लिए लाया है। नहीं मेरे लिए लाए हैं, नहीं मेरे लिए लाया है। अरे चिंटू और चिंकी, आज तुम दोनों स्कूल नहीं गए क्या? अरे धीरे बोल कलुआ, अगर पापा ने सुन लिया तो वो हमें मार के स्कूल भेजेंगे। लेकिन तुम दोनों उस एक फूलझड़ी को पकड़े हुए क्यों हो? क्योंकि ये मेरा है। नहीं ये मेरा है। अरे चिंटू और चिंकी, तुम दोनों लड़ो मत। चलो तुम दोनों इसे मिलकर जलाओ और हम कूदेंगे। ये सही है। चलो चिंकी इसे यहाँ रख दो, मैं माचिस लेकर आता हूँ। वो गया है, तब तक तुम इसे जला दो चिंकी। लेकिन कैसे? मेरे पास तो माचिस ही नहीं है। मेरे पास माचिस है। अरे चिंकी, मुझे कहीं भी माचिस नहीं मिला। अरे रुक जा चिंकिया। अरे तुम भी कूदो चिंकी। ये बहुत मजा आ रहा है कलुआ। अरे कौन है जो इतना चिल्ला रहा है? अरे चिंटू और चिंकी, तुम दोनों अभी तक स्कूल नहीं गए? वो स्कूल का मास्टर हमें बहुत मारेगा पापा। क्योंकि हमने होमवर्क नहीं किया है, इसीलिए हम आज स्कूल नहीं गए। क्या? मैं स्कूल नहीं जाऊंगा पापा। वो मास्टरवा बहुत मारता है। मैं भी नहीं जाऊंगी। जल्दी इस टेम्पो में बैठो, नहीं तो मास्टरवा से ज्यादा मैं पीटूंगा तुम दोनों को। तू भी टेम्पो में बैठ कलुआ। चिंटू कुछ करो, नहीं तो आज अगर हम स्कूल गए तो बहुत पिटाई होगी हमारी। ये देखो, अब मैं इसे पापा के पीछे फोड़ूंगा। अरे टेम्पो फट गया रे दादा। देखा पापा को कैसे भगाया। अरे चिंटू और चिंकी, वो देखो जादूगर शेर पर बैठ कर आ रहा है। अरे हाँ कलुआ, लेकिन वो शेर जादूगर को खा क्यों नहीं रहा? Oh, no. तुम सब टेम्पो के अंदर ही रहना। अगर बाहर गए तो वो शेर हमें खा जाएगा। अरे चिंटू और कलुआ, ये देखो शेर। मैंने ही इसे जादू से बनाया है। अबे वो जादूगर, इसे हमसे दूर लेकर जा, हमें बहुत डर लग रहा है। अरे तुम सब डरो मत, ये कुछ नहीं करेगा। ऐसा है? अरे ये शेर दिवाली वाला बम भी फोड़ता है। क्या? तुम सब टेम्पो से नीचे आओ, दिखाता हूँ। लेकिन हमारे पास तो पटाखे हैं ही नहीं, जो थे वो फोड़ दिए। उसकी चिंता मत करो, मैं हूँ ना। ये देखो पटाखे। चल मेरे शेर, ये पटाखे फोड़ के दिखा हमें। पहले अपना मुंह खोल। चल अब बम फोड़।
The stage lights flickered on, revealing a boy no older than 14. His clothes were simple, his shoes slightly worn, and his hands trembled as he clutched the microphone. The audience shifted in their seats, whispering and wondering if this poor Filipino boy could really stand on such a big stage. The judges leaned forward, skeptical yet curious. Nobody expected what was about to happen. The boy took a deep breath, closing his eyes as if searching for courage within himself. He thought of his mother back home, working endless hours just to put food on the table. He remembered the times he sang to his younger siblings at night when they were hungry, using music to make them forget their struggles, even for a moment. Singing was never just a hobby for him, it was survival, a way to bring hope into a life that often felt hopeless. When the first chords of Hotel California played, his voice floated into the air, raw, soulful, and filled with emotion far beyond his years. The room grew silent. The whispers stopped. Even the judges who had been prepared to dismiss him suddenly froze, their eyes fixed on the boy. Every note carried the weight of his story, poverty, dreams, love for his family, and a determination not to be forgotten. But his journey to that stage was anything but easy. Growing up, the boy faced constant challenges. His family lived in a small house with leaking roofs, where rain often poured through at night. There were days when they had little to eat, and many nights when he went to bed hungry. He often walked long miles barefoot just to attend school, carrying a second-hand bag that had more patches than fabric. His biggest challenge, however, was the doubt he faced. Neighbors told him singing would never change his life, that dreaming was useless for someone as poor as him. Even some relatives told him to give up and focus on labor work to help the family. But deep down, he knew his voice was a gift, and he held on to the belief that maybe, just maybe, it could open a door for him and his loved ones. So he kept practicing, singing on street corners, in small community events, and even to himself while helping his father with small jobs. Music was his escape and his weapon against despair. And now, standing on that grand stage, he finally had the chance to prove that his voice was worth hearing. As he reached the chorus of Hotel California, his voice cracked, not from weakness but from the overwhelming flood of emotion. Tears welled in the eyes of the audience. One of the judges, known for being tough and unshakable, wiped her face, unable to hold back the emotion his performance stirred. The boy wasn't just singing a song, he was pouring out his life, his struggles, his hopes, and his pain. By the time he reached the final note, the hall erupted in applause. People stood on their feet, cheering, clapping, and crying all at once. The judges looked at one another, stunned by the purity of what they had just witnessed. One judge leaned forward, voice trembling, and said, "You reminded us why we love music. Because music tells a story, and your story touched every single one of us." And then it happened, the golden buzzer was slammed. Golden confetti rained down from above, falling like blessings onto the boy who had once thought he would never be seen. He dropped to his knees, covering his face as tears of joy streamed down. For the first time in his life, he felt seen, heard, and valued. Behind the stage, his mother wept uncontrollably, whispering prayers of gratitude. She had sacrificed so much for this moment, and seeing her son's dream come alive was the greatest reward she could ever receive. The boy's story spread across the world, touching millions who saw themselves in his struggle. He showed that no matter how poor, no matter how many obstacles, the power of a dream combined with courage can change everything. The performance ended, but the message remained: never underestimate the strength hidden inside those who come from the hardest places. Sometimes, the ones with the least are the ones who give the most to the world. And so, the poor Filipino boy who once sang to ease his family's hunger now sang to inspire millions, proving that hope, when carried in the heart and shared through the voice, can move even the coldest of hearts to tears.